This is our third key skills on indices. We've dealt with fractional indices or fractional powers, and now we're going to move on to negative indices. So in our first example, we're going to look at 8 power minus 2. If you remember that 8 is the same as 8 divided by 1, or 8 over 1. So all you do if you have a negative power is you flip your number upside down. So 8, which is 8 over 1, flips upside down to 1 over 8. Then you can change your negative indice into a positive indice. For the next step, all you need to do is put the squared onto both of these. So we have 1 squared divided by 8 squared. 1 squared is 1 times 1, which is 1, and 8 squared is 8 times 8, which is 64. So 8 changes to 8 over 1. You flip it upside down. You change your power from a negative to a positive, and then just like we did in the last video, you put the squared on both the 1 and the 8, and you keep working your answer through. Let's have a look when it gets slightly more complicated. Say I've got 5 over 6 to the power of minus 2. Well, the principle stays exactly the same. I'm going to flip the 5 and the 6. I'm going to swap them. And I'm going to change my power from negative to positive. So I've got 6 over 5 power 2. So see how that's changed, gone upside down, and the minus to the plus. Now I'm going to put that plus 2 or power 2 squared on both my numerator, so 6 squared, divided by my denominator, 5 squared. So 6 squared, 6 times 6 is 36, divided by 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. Let's mix up the two topics where we now have fractional powers and we have negative numbers. So something like this. 64 to the power of negative 1 over 3. So remember, 64 is the same as 64 over 1. So to get rid of the minus, I'm going to flip it upside down. I always deal with the negative before I deal with the fraction. So first things first, that changes into 1 over 64. Now my power has gone from minus 1 over 3 to plus. We now put the third power on both the numerator and the denominator. Now we need to think back to what we learned about in the fractional indices videos. So we need to say that the bottom number is the root, so that's the cube root of 1 power 1. And the bottom number is the cube root of 64 power 1. Quick recap. First of all, we deal with the minus by changing 64 to 64 over 1 and flipping it upside down. Then that gets rid of the minus. Now we need to put the 1 over 3 power onto both the top and the bottom. We remember from what we've already learned that the bottom number is the root and the top number is the power. And now you are ready to go. So the cube root of 1 is 1. We have 1 power 1. The cube root of 64 is 4, and 4 power 1. Last thing is 1 power 1 is just 1. Any number power 1 stays the same, and 4 power 1 is just 4. So that was an example where you had a negative and a fractional power. Now we're going to do a fraction with a negative fractional power, so it's pretty tricky. So we're going to have 216 to the power of negative 2 over 3. We're going to start by dealing with the negative, so we're going to flip our fraction upside down. Then that means that we can change the minus 2/3 into plus 2/3. We're going to now put that 2/3 on both the numerator and the denominator. Now, we're going to start by doing the roots. So I'm going to take the cube root of 27 and put the power, the 2, on the outside. I'm going to do the same thing with my denominator. I'm going to take the cube root of 216 and square it. The cube root of 27 is 3 because 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 3 is 27. So I've got 3 as my answer for my root. Just square that. Now the cube root of 216 is 6. Here I've got 3 squared, which is 9 because 3 times 3 is 9. And 6 squared is 36. You can simplify this fraction because both of these can be divided by 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1, and 36 divided by 9 is 4. So quick recap of what we did in this question. We took our fraction and we dealt with the minus first. We flipped this upside down, so 27 is on the top, 260 on the bottom, and we changed the negative power to a positive power. Then we put the 2/3 power on both the numerator and the denominator. We started by finding the root, so the cube root of 27 and the cube root of 216. We got our answers from those, so the cube root of 27 is 3 and the cube root of 216 is 6. Then we squared our answers. 3 squared is 9, 6 squared is 36, and in the final step we just cancel down our fraction. So that's everything so far. Please stick around for the next video. Thanks for watching. I couldn't resist. The team at Maths with Sophie have made a free ebook to go with this video series. We've broken the topic down into small, manageable sections. Each section has a video tutorial that you're already watching, interactive questions, and model solutions from exam questions. To claim your free ebook, you don't need to download anything, you don't need to sign up for anything. You simply click the link below and it will open in the web browser of your phone, tablet, or computer. If you enjoy using our free ebooks, make sure you check out our website because we have other ebooks on different topics.